What is up, guys? It is me, that guy from Team Niederdorf, bringing you my first ever game review. Because, as I said on my Facebook, if you're not on my Facebook, go check it out, facebook.com/Team Niederdorf. Yeah, you know what I meant. It'll probably be on the banner in the opening of this video. Anyway, I'm going to be reviewing Valiant Hearts, The Great War, which takes place in World War I. And I had my eye on this game since they debuted the trailer at E3. And I was just blown away by the art style, how it looked, and how it was a very character-driven story. And the most interesting part was it was based on actual letters found after World War I. Now obviously it's probably not exactly like this, but they probably took a lot of elements thereof from it. So the story's about this grandfather named Emile. He's a Frenchman, and his son-in-law is German, and the First World War breaks out. Germany had just assassinated Archduke, and Europe goes to, especially France, they go and get rid of all the German males that are able and basically export them back to Germany, or deport them back to Germany. And then once the Germans got them, the Germans recruited every able-bodied man, especially, blonde hair, blue eyes, because even back then, before Hitler, just how they looked, most of the time. So, after you have Emile and Carl, you have what ends up being Emile's best friend throughout this entire game is this guy named Freddy, who I'm not sure if they just colored to make him look like battle-ridden, kind of like they made Emile grayish, but, he might be black, he might not, I don't have a problem with it. And the last character in this, or last playable character that gets involved in this is a nurse called Anna. And essentially a couple years after, or not even a couple years, basically after Carl got taken and enlisted in the German army, the French draft ensued, and that took Emile because he wanted to find his son-in-law. I mean, he needs to make his daughter happy. And throughout the game, just all of this terrible, terrible shit. Props to Ubisoft for, going for historical accuracy. I just finished the game a few hours ago, and there are some things in there I'm like, how in the ever-loving fuck did these people survive? And there's an action at the end that Emile does, which I do not fault him for, and what happens to him shouldn't have happened, because, greater good, but sometimes the people just don't see it as the greater good. So throughout the story, most of them get captured and put in POW camps, the first of which is Emile. And in there, his son-in-law finds out that, first his son-in-law and Emile's regiment meet, and you think Emile is dead. But lo and behold, it's Carl's regiment that finds him, and they put him in a POW camp. Not really spoiling anything yet. And once at the POW camp, everyone's all like, hey, happy, downtime, we won. And then the bombs start coming in from the French. And it just takes everyone out, basically. And you end up meeting this dog who intermingles with all the characters throughout the game. And, if you have a thing for animals and, you don't have a hardened black heart like I do, or at least I've been told I have a black heart, you will probably cry throughout this game. Even seeing the cover, you're just like, oh no, please, not the dog. So, yeah, okay. So after the bombing, the dog ends up pulling you out of the rubble, and you're somehow still alive. And Emil's like, yo, where the hell is my son-in-law? And, I need to find him. Like, we need to be a family again. I need to assure his wife, who, like, just had a kid, like, has a peace of mind. Like, I can't face her unless I have him. And then what ends up bonding him and the dog is the dog runs forward and gets stuck in some barbed wire, which already at the beginning I'm like, he's on the cover, the dog can't die yet, why'd you put him in barbed wire? So you have to go through and do this. This game's definitely a puzzle adventure game for sure, and you free the dog, and it's just this amazing story about 4 people during World War I, and the soundtrack of this game is fucking beautiful. The art style is amazing, the gameplay, for the most part, was pretty good. I ran into a couple game errors where I guess I did stuff too fast, and the coding didn't allow me to go forward unless I restarted the level, or chapter, I guess part thereof of the chapter, so level, and then it would work. And this game's just beautiful. They made each character have their own distinct flavor. Like, Emil has a hard time climbing over stuff, but he's always carrying that goddamn trench shovel. Eddie's just this big, muscular American man. And he climbs over stuff easily, just punches shit out of the way, no problem. Carl's sort of like a hybrid between Emil and Freddy's playstyle. And then Anna's unique all her own, because her missions are the woman med soldiers that have to go into battle and heal all these people, and she gets intertwined into this search. So they all end up becoming, all be Carl, not Carl, Emil, Freddy, and Anna looking for Carl. There's this adorable dog that helps you with a lot of these puzzles. So, if you like history stuff, because this game, when you pause, has a lot of historical stuff, and throughout the game as stuff happens, their diaries unfold. You can see exchanges they have between each other, and it is just beautiful, immersive. Like, I cannot recommend this game enough. Like, 10 out of 10 in my book. Like, I didn't have, like, this super cool factor in it, but I was just so drawn into it that I had to finish it. Now, for, like, you completionists out there, the main completion things you have to do is, like, there's a level where you're in a tank and you have to escort your platoon and have none of them die. That's an achievement. There's one where, you're Anna and you have to heal somebody and not fuck up. There's a driving level. Oh, the driving level. I wanted to bring that up. They had the obstacles come in time with the music, and I just thought that was amazing. Because if you're musically inclined, you can dodge everything, and that's an achievement. So, this is me absolutely fanboying over Valiant Hearts: The Great War. You learn a lot of history. You have this great immersive story between 4 characters just trying to get home and reunite. And at the end of it, it's just like a long Great War movie with very little dialogue other than the narrator. I mean, obviously if you speak French or German or Belgian, you'll be able to pick up what the soldiers are saying to each other, because if you have subtitles on, they don't say anything except for what the narrator's saying. And yeah, this game's just solid through and through. There's not a lot of combat moments in there. It's more puzzle solving, just getting around all this horrific stuff the world put forth, showing, hey, it is after the Industrial Revolution. We need a war to show what we can all do, and Germany just happened to be the people that kicked it off. And as horrible of an event it was, it gave a fucking brilliant game. So if you liked hearing me fanboy over this game, like, share, subscribe, and if there's a game you want me to review, or a TV show, anime, movie, I don't give a fuck. I'm very open. Like, please leave a comment below. This has been your boy, that guy from Team Niederdorf, and we're gonna break on 3. The 1, the 2, 3, break! I don't know why I went German at the end. The break was Japanese, but now Eyes is German. Much like this channel's name. It's very German. You have heard me ramble enough. Da 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 da.